Welcome to my humble little office. My name is R. Keith Andrews. I'm a spiritual guide and paranormal adept. The journey continues today on March 24th, 2025 at approximately 5:33 p.m. PST. Before I do that, this is a day in the office, day 15. We are having virtually nothing but technological problems today, which is why I'm so late. Well, started off being late because my son had to get a little practice in driving. And as I've always told you, family first. Well, then I got here, and 3 minutes before I was supposed to go online, a little late, I ended up with another little problem. That being, the computer decided, we don't want to work. So, just trying to get the tail end of this up, and then we'll see where we are. Okay, there we are. At a day in the office, take 2. Day in the office 15, take 2. There we go. Now let's see if we've got anybody actually here. I wasn't honestly expecting much. Not being this late, things just don't always go as well as I would like. Welcome to my world with technology. So, we are in anyway. So now we will just see what happens. There we go. And we're finally making headway, which is a nice switch. But we'll see who comes in. In the meantime, let's get things mobilized over here. Well, don't eat that up, and that's for certain. So we come over here, pull that one closed, and I've got the monitor up so I can see what's going on. And aside from that, we just take these. These are the files I've been working on. The pile is shrinking. That much is clear. So let's get this side done. All I'm really doing at this point is setting the file aside so I can clear that shelf. And what do we got? Nope, we're still sitting there. So, first rule of thumb, if you're going to clear a shelf, clear it. Because I will tell you, reorganizing it while it's got a bunch of stuff on it is going to be a problem. So in this case, I'm just looking at it going, okay, what can I do to actually get this out of the way? And let's be sure we pay attention. Oh, look at that. Can't see from over here, but I can see somebody tapped in. And Joe Stewart, how you doing? Glad you could join us. You are in with the goal, by the way. The reality of today is it has been a shambles where it comes to the actual setting up today. So now what I'm doing is getting this shelf cleared so I don't have to worry about it anymore. Really boils down to deciding what is important and what isn't. So I will come back over there momentarily. Wonder if that works. I've got enough room here for all 5. The answer there is yes. So I can put those together. And now that I've got those together, these books can all come apart. Let's go over and take a peek. like I said, this really boils down to an issue of making certain I've got things running. Wonder, I'm hoping that everything is working, but God knows at this point. What do we got? Oh, look at that. We got a couple of people in. I just figure I'd better get this shelf done because I keep thinking about it and keep postponing it for one reason or another. So, first rule of thumb. Take a look at what you've got on the shelf. Because this shelf has to be cleared completely to be operational. So that's exactly what I'm doing with it. Okay. Okay. Now we have a shelf clear. And what do we got going on over here? Of course, this is where I have to come to get a drink anyway. Not to worry, not that kind of drink. Now, in all fairness, I don't know how long I'll be on tonight. I'm going to see if I can run the 2 hours. But, the reality is this throws my whole system off track. So, at least we got on air. What is this? Oh. Okay. That was another article I need to deal with there. And this here that's my list of things to deal with. Okay, now, where'd my pen go? Of course, I'm going to have trouble finding a pen. Heck, why would I not? Okay, so. Got that, and. Okay. Eyeballs. Kind of a necessity. What do we got? Oh. That's where this comes in. See, now, what we've got here is a shelf that I can now get organized. At least that would be the theory. Those, and what should I be doing here? Okay, well, whoop. Okay, first and foremost, what is this? Because this one might be getting rid of, or chunks of it anyway. Let's take a look at this one. Tubby. Balance is shot to pieces, that's obvious. Oh, I can probably do it. I appreciate that, Joe. In this case, I'm literally looking at it going, okay, what can I hang on? Like, what do I have to work with? What is this? This here that's just graph paper, but that can go up front to the gaming books. This one here, I do believe I should start working on that, shouldn't I? Yep. I've been meaning to get back to. I've been meaning to get into teaching myself to draw, just as a way of learning a new skill and striving to get things organized. So this book here, what are these? Oh, what is that? These little booklets can actually go into the file and get out of the way. In the same filing that I have all my loose leaf paper in. So pop those out of the way. And then let's see what we got here. This book. This thing here is an old art school course that I signed up for and never did anything with. But perhaps it is, well, never mind, perhaps. Clearly, it is time to start working on things. So that will be the first step. So we put the art stuff here, whatever we require for it. Got a lot of information on it, never did anything with it, but it really is time I did. So these we will go through one step at a time. Really? What's this? Wonder how much I can teach myself. What do you think? My personal opinion is that drawing is one of these things that simple observation will help with. So, let's do that. Get this little package. Just want to make sure. There we are. Just want to make sure as I get this shelf cleared, that I'm only putting on stuff that I really desire to work with. So, put the art there. Now, this thing here, which is just an entertainment book, it can sit there. And again, all we're looking at is simply organizing things to get them streamlined. Some of this stuff will be of use, some of it we will get rid of. What do I got? Oh, look at this. We have people wandering in. I cannot actually see from the other side of the room. So, Philip Blair, you are in with the silver. How's it going? The reality is I ended up in here really, really late. Because, well, first of all, my son had to I had to go and get my son from college, and he required some driving time. Wish him luck if you would. He has a driving test in the near future, and I'm betting dollars we drop connection. What is that? Well, I am wondering, are you guys hearing anything on that end? I'm laying odds, no. Chamonix, I'm having troubles tonight. Okay, let's see if this works. Whoop. Oh, perfect. Okay, do not ask me what's going on, but I will have to warn Storm that we may have a problem. Yeah, in all fairness, Philip, you've asked the question. It's 2 hours long for a seance. A little long. Usually they only run an hour ish, but 2 hours is not extremely long. Just a little unusual. Why, are we planning on having a seance? Or are you just trying to figure out how to talk to me if I die? Well, that was annoying as far as the chat room went. But as you can see, technology is going to argue with me today. That can go over there. Now, I was looking for another book here, or another binder. Another cage. There we go. Because that fits there. This that can go there. That's my binder that's got my list of to do tasks. Now, what did I do? Oh, down there. Still trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to be working with. What is this? Oh, yes. That was the sheet I was looking for. Advertising info. That's not advertising, but it is kind of useful. What do we got over here? Yes, as you can tell, I've decided getting that bookshelf done is kind of a necessity. These are those logarithms. That's not what I'm looking for. There we are. Phil's going, I listened to an episode of the old time radio show, Inner Sanctum, earlier today. Story ended with a seance. Oh, there you go. Yeah, seances are interesting. The one thing you gotta be cautious of with a seance is make certain you ask the person you're striving to contact if they would like to talk. You don't just automatically assume that they're ready. One of the things you gotta remember is it's kind of like making a phone call. So when you phone somebody, the polite thing to do is go, "Do you have a moment?" Or "Is this a good time to talk?" That sort of thing. Okay. The reality of it is, if you don't ask permission, okay, then you might be intruding, and that does not always go over well. Now, that's artwork and that side of it. Now, what have we got down here? Of course, this book is extremely important. Much as I read the Bible over there, this is the Bible that was on my grandfather's coffin. Now, what is this? Look at that. Just a little notepad for making notes. We should put that over here where we can do so. No, absolutely not. See, I mean, think about it. How would you like somebody showing up in your house and going, I want to talk now? And you're not ready to, or you don't want to talk to the person. You're not going to take it very well in all likelihood. The other thing that you got to make sure of when you're doing that is be absolutely certain that you know exactly who you're trying to get a hold of. Because if you're just going after, and I had this literally happen, if you're just trying to get a hold of Bob, for instance, there may be a number of Bobs that have been in your life. Okay, I had it happen where they were looking for one, and I picked up everything I could, and they kept telling me, nope, that's wrong. And I'm going like, no, it's not. Well, 45 minutes into an hour-long session, the woman looks at me and goes, oh my gosh, that's the Bob that died when he was 9. I said, great. I said, well, let's start with the first part. Is why I told you, when you look at it compared to that Bob, is that it does all this information fit? And she goes, yeah, absolutely perfectly. But she says it wasn't who I wanted to talk to. I said, well, unfortunately, that one I can't do much of, but let's see if we can deal with it. As it turned out, we managed to get a hold of the Bob she desired. But it was a little bit of a shock to her that it wasn't the Bob the right Bob in the first place. But that's because she didn't tell me exactly who she was after. And yes, before you start worrying about that, the deceased do remember their last name on the name of their last incarnation on the whole. You know, it's just one of those things that kind of stands out for them. Now, what else we got here? See, I've got these different books and what have you that go up here, but what I'm looking at here now, what is this book? See, I've got things I'm now getting and throwing around to dispose of. Oh, you can't complain about. There we are. Phil Blair just letting us go. No, The Man Who Couldn't Die was the name of the episode from Halloween 1945. Well, technically the night before Halloween was when it was first aired. Now, what is this? This is interesting. This particular book, and I am looking at disposing of it. This little book is called The Medallic History of Science. Okay, just to give you an idea, and this is what I mean by I'm getting rid of stuff that I don't require anymore. What it's talking about is, and these are all, this is a booklet on collectible coins of various different sciences. aka Tales of Meletus. I could read this to you, but I'm thinking that'll be about as boring as it can get. Pythagoras, Democritus. And then we have Hippocrates, Aristotle, Euclid. You know what I might do here? Just because it'll store the information before I dispose of it. Archimedes. Who's this? Apollonius of Perga. Galen. Now, I will ask you guys this. Okay. And now this is called the Franklin Mint Medallic History of Science. I will be reading it. I've decided I'm going to read it before I get rid of it. But that means within the next month or so, I am going to be giving it away. Okay. But if somebody's interested in it, absolutely let me know. Like I said, I don't know. I really don't know how many pages it is. But this is a book from way back in 78. So don't know if it's of any interest to anybody, but we will start reading that tomorrow. And oh shit. That I did not appreciate. Going to have to prepare that book a little more. That's the Bible I am working to read. But I'm going to have to prepare it a little haphazardly. It's okay, I know how. I'm just not a bookbinder. What have we got here? Joe. What? Joe goes, that used to actually happen here at the house of my parents back when we had a female boxer dog. Strange people at night would show up at the doorstep. We didn't let them in. Heavens no. No, absolutely not. You know, letting strange people into your house isn't necessarily a good idea. You know, I don't tend to let people into my house at night if I don't know they're coming. Of course, I don't let people into my house at night if I do know they're coming. I just tell them don't come. You know, like I said, I'm getting much more reclusive than what I used to be. So now I'm looking at going, okay, where do I go from here? Now, what do we got down here? These books are ending up on this shelf. I'm certainly not getting rid of. Now, what is this book? What just fell? Oh, that's it. Okay. Here we are. Now. Again, this is a book. This is one of these books that I'll read through. It's actually a whole pile of course material. But this one says Successful Investing in Money Management, the money course. The ironic part is this one is probably overstated for me. I figured out what I was doing wrong and how to make it work. Besides that, I've been showing people for decades how to make money work properly. What do we got here? Philip goes, I've been brainstorming ideas on how to make myself less reclusive. Maybe I should ask one of the AIs. Yeah, in all fairness, Philip, you can ask who you will, but an AI is not a good way to get less reclusive. Not in my opinion. Christine, how you doing? Glad you could join us, and we should take a look at something here. We had Joe came in with the gold, Philip with the silver, scroll down here. And that brings you, Christine, in with the bronze. So happy to see you here. Glad you can make it. This particular book, what does it course? Keys to building wealth. Where are we? Bunch of different little lessons. Profiting from the stock. Okay. I am not going to be dealing with reading this one. This one is just going to go. Primarily because, well, let's face it. When was it done? That particular book can go, so I don't need to hang on to it. Primarily because when you think about it, number one, the whole thing around the stock market I never agreed with, aside from one small little part. Yep, that one can definitely go. So I don't have a box for it right now, but what I can look at is this. Those over there until I sort them out. Oh, that's what that was. Okay. So what goes on this shelf here is just plain going. Now, and what do we got here? What? Oh, Phil goes, I learned something wonderful. AIs will do exactly what they say they will not do. You just have to ask the right way and not be obvious. Gee, it sounds like you're talking to a person. Welcome to the show. You are in with honorable mention. How are you doing? Glad you could join us. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've watched that franchise multiple times there, Joe. You know, and like you, I find it rather an intriguing little idea. Yeah, I don't have Roku, so I'm running the limits on that. Yeah. Just remember, Philip, what you consider obvious may not be that obvious, at least not to the AI. But remember, I always look at it going, it's great to have artificial intelligence, but when can we have real wisdom? So I am pulling these books off the bottom shelf. Now, what is this one? Books, binders, that sort of thing. Okay. Some of this information will be usable. Now, a binder I can use for something. We'll see how that works. This one here. I wonder while I'm here, I might just well check this while I'm sitting down. Let me see. Going to mail. Tanabe. Okay. Oh, bonus. I'm going to have to remember where I'm going there. I'm going to have to look at that. Just deleting a bunch of file of emails I don't have any use for. Okay, we can delete those. And this is an extremely necessary one. Oh, well. Bonus. The guy that was doing my, where are we? Yes, absolutely. The gentleman that did the covers for the first books of the Ildebakian Chronicles has just gotten back to me, and we are good to go to get set on the rest of them. So that becomes a critical priority. I heard that was John out of England. Chris out of the States got in touch with me a little while ago. I've got to talk to him tomorrow about setting up a time and getting things back on track. Cannot really tell you how happy I am for that. Now, let me see here. That's garbage. Now, these are scratch notes from early on. Now, how about if we do that? Well, and normally I don't, but it seems that's been happening more and more frequently here. So, minimize that. What is that? Minimize that. And we go to the Ildebakian Compendium. So, get it brought up and running so I can read it. And what did I just get there? Of course, it's trying to come up. There we are. And that, so I can see what's actually being written. Well, that was wrong. That's the one I want. Yeah, Joe, I agree with you there. Oddly enough, the first movie out is often the best one, and then it gets a little scattered. I'm running into the same problem with the Ildebakian Chronicles. But, I mean, let's face it, you put Sean Connery's name on a show, on a movie, and it still is going to turn out good. Renee Andrews, how you doing? Glad you could join us. And the answer to your question is yes. At 9 p.m. Pacific. We will be on air tonight, assuming something else doesn't go sour. But yeah, I'm certainly looking at it. I'm certainly intending on being there. Now, that. let us see if we go back to main. You have got to be kidding me, people. I am having more problems tonight than with computers than Carter had liver pills. You're still not freaking responding. Okay. Now let's get this information out of here. What do you think? But let's see. If we go move that onto one side, if I do that, I won't be able to read it anyway. Oh, yes, I will. Bye, George. Okay, now here we have Spires Road. All the way down to S. All right, S, where is it? Take that, we go insert. Okay. Spears Road becomes what I'm doing is taking old notes that I had. When I was first writing and when I was first actually working on the Ildebakian Chronicles. First of all, we go tick and make sure it's all red. And once we do that, now where are we? Go red and we go save. Now, Spears. And we go. Where is it? Turn that to green. I know it's been put in. Okay, that starts out. Yes, I'm muttering to myself. I do that a lot. Now, come all the way back up here. Where is D? Oh, wait a minute. That's not D. It's Word. There we go. And we go. Insert. There we go. Now, what have we got? Actually, and Joe's just going, I actually have a few of those Highlander movies downloaded on my iPhone Files app. This coming weekend, very bad weather is coming. No way here in Michigan. My way here in Michigan. May lose power for a long time. I'm really happy with the weather up here. I'm considered in the deep white north, at least by you guys it would seem. But we're hitting into the high double digits in Celsius, meaning we're hitting close to the 70 mark in March here. Not going to complain. Now, let's see where Parsons Road fits. Poncho Peter. There we are. And we go insert. Parsons Road, also known as Sparson Road. And again, all I'm doing here is just moving information off of here so I can toss the paperwork. Mission Creek is Simison Creek. Okay, so. Well, there we are. And we go green, and that's good. So now we take a look at this. What we got going on here? This one can get out of the way. This one can get out of the way, but this is paperwork I can work with. Whoops, don't need that one. Gonna have to work on those because I'm not getting caught up trying to play on the computer at the same time. So I did want to end it. Okay, that takes care of that. Now, come back over here and see what I got. This binder here, what does it have in it? Oh yes, this we're definitely hanging on to. This was an old project of mine, building a very specific deck of cards. That's all artwork. So, there we go. And what is this one? Okay, I don't think this is of much use. Because I'm going to have to go back through it anyway. Okay, what is this? I believe this is all stuff I'm just going to toss. This is what I was referring to about about going through stuff and disposing of the stuff you don't really require. So, no, that one I need to keep for my own purposes, but this is of little to no interest to me. Yep, that can go. This is a project that is very scattered, and I really don't have a lot of use for it at this point. Where'd that one page go? Okay, now, this stuff can sit over here for the moment. I gotta look at it. Okay, that one I'll keep, because I am going to go back and look into my own ancestry just for the heck of it. Okay, that's ancestry stuff. So, why don't we put that there? Because I'm more interested in my own family's history than anybody else's. What is this? This, I do believe, can all get filed in the actual filing center, like in the actual filing cabinet over there. Yep. So that's what we do there. Okay. Where did my pen go? The one I want. Where is it? Okay. I can do that. Here we are. As you can tell, this is going to be one of those days. I wonder how many people I'm still dealing with here. Pop that up. There we go. Why, pray tell? I'm just trying to see how come my, oh why, well, we're still streaming, but why can't I get down to see what's below it? What a weird setup. Can't even figure out what I'm looking at here. Can't even tell. Oh, wait a minute. I wonder if that gets done the other way. No, not that one. Let's live stream. Put that back where it belongs. And that doesn't tell me a dang thing. I still can't, I'm trying to figure out. I can't get it turned around so I can actually see. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it's there. Oh, there we are. Yeah, we're down to 3 people here, which I really wasn't expecting much of anything, considering the length of time it took to come on air. So we'll see how that goes. We've been on for what, an hour now? Yep. So I will keep puttering for the time being because I got stuff I gotta get done anyway. But this is 6:30. Put that over there. This stuff is all Ancestry. So it gets popped in here. That dealt with that. Now that is an empty binder, so it can go down below. As can this one. Now, of these. That one gets put back over here, out of the way. Oh, there we go. Not that I'm aware of. Phil's just asking if my neighbor was cussing or something, and not that I'm aware of. Mind you, I have a tendency of muttering under my breath, so that might have been what you were hearing. Joe goes, I've got a question. When it's sunny out, if the sun comes out all day and it's dark, what happens to the sun? Where does it go? That would be an issue of the atmosphere being too thick for the sunlight to actually penetrate. The sun, as I'm certain you're aware, doesn't actually go anywhere. Chubbuck. Don't like when that happens. Apparently, that's a heavy book. Now, this little divider can go in here so I can use it as needed, as can this one here. This really boils down to a case of putting dividers in so that the books hold stable. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should start using those this year, but take this black one out of here and put the divider there. Nice part about these metal dividers is they actually provide you with a stable setup. Is there room for one more? Let's find out. Take that book out of the way. Stay there. Here we go. That way I know there's enough room there to hold it steady. And now I can sort it out properly. So this one can go down there. And we'll see what we got. Where are we? We are at 20 to 7. Yeah. But that's not a bad thing. So let's double check that shelf. That is so much more organized than it was. Take that one and put it in there. Now, this Bible is definitely a keep. But it can actually go. I got one down there. So it can be put down there out of the way. There we go. See, this way on the top shelf, I've got a reference book I use, dividers, and stuff I'm actually going to be into. And do I have another divider here? I don't think so. Should probably look to reading that one. Oh, I have to look at that. These books I don't want to get rid of, but I certainly don't need them up where they're readily accessible anymore. Primarily because those books, well, the contract I had for doing horoscopes went the way of the dodo bird. So I can put that stuff out of the way and remove it. Where are we? Welcome has said, I just had the strangest experience I was in the future in a room at night with remote windows. It's raining. Digital clocks, very, very surreal. And that may well be an extrapolation of what's coming. You may find, so keep note of it there, Welcome. Keep note of it, because down the road you may find the match to the image. Okay, it's always fun to watch for it. Well, I shouldn't say always fun. I do it all the time that way. Now, this can all get moved way back here. Ow. Gotta go through all that. Good, balance is nice and shot. Gonna have to take a look at these books, but they can sit down here for the moment. I don't mind this shelf down here being for mismatch that I haven't dealt with yet. So, with that in mind, I'm going to grab a little more water. I will be right back. And we are back. Okay, what are we? Yeah, we are definitely going to be calling this an early night. Well, it was a late night. It's going to be a short night, I think is a better way of putting it. Or I'm not going to be functional for the show later tonight. But nothing like technology to cause problems for me. So I do believe, people, that much as this is definitely a short night, I am going to have to say thank you so very much for sharing your time with us tonight. Really do appreciate it. I will be back again tonight, again at 9 p.m. Pacific, on YouTube, on YouTube, with Positive Perceptions. Okay, but until then, I am going to have to call it an evening and say, have a great night, guys. I will be back again tonight. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. And for pity's sakes, stay positive.